everybody, it's me Cody on Microsoft, where today I'll be showing you Windows 10 build 14986 for PC. This build is the latest fast-run build for Windows Insiders as part of the Creators Update, which is expected to come out sometime in spring next year. I will note that these builds are buggy, and I wouldn't recommend installing them onto your main device. Of the list of known problems in the last build, many of the more notable ones have been resolved. The problem with the virtual touchpad buttons not working on some devices has been fixed, the issue where apps such as Photos or the store would randomly open while leaving your PC idle no longer occurs, opening Excel files from the File Explorer doesn't crash Excel anymore. You can now open Minesweeper and so on. Also, if you live in Asia, there are many new changes to language support of Japanese and Chinese in this build, but I don't speak Chinese, so I'm gonna skip over those for now. So, like we saw on the last build for mobile, there have been some updates to the rendering technology of UWP apps in this build. Quote, please provide feedback through the Feedback Hub if you notice any new visual glitches in UWP apps. For additional context on this change, we are now widely using the same windows.ui.composition API that app developers have had access to for XAML UWP app and shell rendering. This build is actually quite full of new features and changes, especially to Cortana. While the first thing that I noticed was the new microphone icon, most would be happy to know that there are some helpful new voice commands that make controlling your PC with your voice possible. Unlike most other commands that we've seen already, these new ones don't seem to work when just typing them into the search box, and you actually have to dictate them using your voice. All of these new commands are also now available on the lock screen. Hey Cortana, lock my PC.
Locking your computer.
Hey Cortana, play London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Playing London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Hey Cortana, what song is playing?
You're listening to the Dambusters, March by London Philharmonic Orchestra.
Hey Cortana, mute volume.
You just need to unlock your device first.
A bit buggy, but still interesting. As you saw right there, Cortana now has a lovely new full-screen design that makes it easier to see what's happening on the display if you were on the other side of the room controlling your music with your voice. It sort of has a nice blur to the background and will pull up the results and searches right there on the screen, easy for you to see. Also, Cortana has gained the option to sign in using an Azure Active Directory identity or work or school account, say if your organization doesn't support Microsoft Managed Service accounts. More on Azure Cloud Service support, there's now an option to add enterprise cloud printers to a device by searching for it in the settings. Note though that the backend to this feature hasn't been completed yet, so it won't work as of right now. Windows 10 build 14986 brings a variety of new settings options beyond what I've already discussed as well. The Taskbar Settings shortcut is now more appropriately named Taskbar Settings as opposed to just Settings, which is definitely less confusing. You can of course continue to browse through the Settings app like you've always had without any issues. For instance, the battery section won't crash the app anymore. Huzzah! Some design aspects of the Settings app have been modified as well. For instance, your full-screen search results display with smaller icons in a list, allowing you to view more items than before. This is nice for finding your way to a page with many similar names, such as storage. You'll notice here too that the storage section looks a bit odd. You'll see my OS drive partition here and that's all. This is because the default save location settings have been moved to their own page. I don't really know if I agree with this because there's a lot of empty space here now, but I guess Microsoft does have some plans for this section to push it ever further along the way to replacing the control panel. After installing this build, if you restart your PC once, you'll find a new Windows Defender app when searching for it in Cortana. You'll need to select the second option, which is displayed with a little Windows logo icon rather than a shield. I imagine that sometime in the future they're probably going to end up renaming this app from Windows Defender to something else, because the app seems to be sort of a hub for Windows security settings, with access to things like virus and threat protection, the Windows firewall and network protection, and family options, a sort of a parental control thing. There's also a dead settings icon which doesn't do anything. But It's very early on to development, and it'll be interesting to see how this app evolves over time. Somehow transitioning from that to Xbox, the Xbox or Windows Game Bar is getting support for more full-screen 3D games with this build, and you should now be able to open them without question. Civilization 5, Fallout 4, World of Tanks, and Terraria among many others. You can configure these games with the Game Bar how you like to get the best performance and most convenient controls for recording and taking screenshots of your gameplay. This enhanced experience isn't just for gamers either. With Windows Ink as well as the new tweaks in build 14986, the Windows Ink workspace is even better than ever. You don't have to worry anymore about accidentally or unfortunately losing a sketch while you're working on it with Windows Ink, as a Resume Previous Sketch button has been added to the list of controls in the upper right, allowing you to quickly jump to the last sketch you were working on in Windows Ink, say if something were to have caused the workspace to crash. You can also flip between two sketches if you're kind of risky. You'll also notice that the pen size visual has been made much more helpful, showing a preview of the stroke size as opposed to just a dot, which was what it was like in the last few builds. I only wish that it would show a taper on the stroke preview if you opened it using a device that supports pressure-sensitive input, such as the Surface Pen. Using the Surface Pen in this build in the Windows Ink space, or Windows Workspace, will no longer show the pen cursor when inking, which makes it feel much more natural. The Registry Editor has also been getting a lot of experience modifications lately, with the super useful address bar that was added a few builds ago, and now again with some new keyboard navigation controls. People who are familiar with navigating through levels of File Explorer using keyboard shortcuts will be pretty comfortable with these new additions in the Registry Editor. Commands such as Alt plus up arrow will now navigate you upwards in the registry, and Alt plus left or right arrow will navigate you forwards or backwards. Now, as the name Creators Update would support, the Registry Editor now allows you to change the font to whatever you'd like it to be, which is interesting for sure. For those of you who work with audio out there, or those who, like me, have a USB audio device, note that in build 14986, the Microsoft class driver for devices that support the USB Audio 2.0 standard is being prioritized over any third-party drivers that may have come with your audio devices. Basically what this means is that Microsoft is trying to get some testing with these new drivers, to get feedback on any remaining bugs that remain with it. So if this particularly concerns you, you can always switch back to your device-specific driver or provide feedback in the Feedback Hub. Anyhow, this has been a quick update video with me, Cody, on Microsoft. If this video was helpful, make sure to subscribe and check out onmicrosoft.com to continue receiving updates about the future of Windows 10, Windows 10 Mobile, and the future Windows 10 Creators Update. Thank you, goodbye.